Welcome in to the Thursday edition. It's July 18th of the Fun Astrology Podcast. I'm Thomas Miller. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to talk about Mars in the spotlight focus now. The aspect today du jour is what we talked about yesterday, so we're going to roll on past that. At 10 a.m. this morning Eastern, the Sun sextiles Uranus, but we took a look at that from several different lenses yesterday. Now, we have a busy weekend in the sky coming up, especially Sunday, and I'll talk about that tomorrow. But also what is shaping up is another spotlight, as Robert discussed on Tuesday, with Mars in the focus. So like I've said, I've had the idea for quite a while to bring other voices in and get other perspectives here on Fun Astrology. I'll always have my own, but it's fun to have other people, especially in these periods where there's just not something snapping every day, and it's so busy. So I asked Kristen Lawhead, of course, who also created and spearheads the Lucky Stars Club, for her thoughts on these two aspects on Saturday involving Mars. You guys may not have known this, but one thing Kristen has really gotten clear on. We were talking yesterday about getting clear on astrology or moving our astrology forward, and Kristen really wants to help teach astrology. So I think it's just so cool. So let's check in with her on her thoughts of what's going on with these two aspects of Mars that we are in the window of now. So we need to have our sights set on them even today.
Hi, Thomas. Saturday is an exciting day for Mars. At 11:17 a.m. Eastern, Mars reaches the 29th degree of Taurus and makes an exact sextile to Neptune in Pisces. Mars being the planet of motivation and action, and Neptune being the planet of idealism. And as Thomas says, our connection to the home office. This is a positive aspect. But with Neptune being at home in Pisces, it's definitely the stronger bodied of the two planets. This can really create a wonderful environment for meditation, maybe even giving enlightenment to our course of action, since this does include Mars. This is a wonderful time to even act out of love, whether that be charity work or just putting a smile on somebody's face by doing something nice.
Boy, I like the idea of that. In fact, Mars in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, kind of spiritual grounded signs, sextile aspect, yes. Now, later in the day, Mars enters Gemini. This is significant. What are your thoughts?
At 4:43 p.m. Eastern, Mars will transition into Gemini, where it'll stay until September 4th. Gemini energy is very cerebral, giving power to your mind, supporting education or lively, diverse connections with one another. My words of advice for this transit would be to slow down in thinking about what you say, for words can be weapons, and we are talking about Mars here, not only against other people, but your internal dialogue too. Beginning to practice choosing your words wisely right away, because this Sunday, Mars exactly trines Pluto, which is the perfect aspect to initiate change. Come August 14th, Mars will exactly conjunct Jupiter. August 16th, Mars will exactly square Saturn. And August 22nd, Mars will exactly square Venus, creating a T-square between these four planetary bodies with the Jupiter and Mars conjunction at the apex, since all of these aspects are happening within days of each other. Jupiter will expand energy, whether that be positive or negative. So you can soften any spiciness by looking to broaden your mind, search for deeper meanings, or maybe going on adventures. You have plenty of time to harness this power for your benefit, your highest timeline, and your greatest good.
Man, that is a great rundown. And now you guys see why Ray Merriman on Saturday said we are in the midst of a cosmic turmoil. Between now and the end of August, things are going to start rocking and rolling. And this really is kind of the pivot week for that. Mars, the planet that rules power but aggression, is in the sign of communications, Gemini. Excellent advice to watch our words. You're saying for how long? Mars transits are usually about 6 weeks or so without a retrograde. This one ends September 4th. Mars enters Cancer on that day. So hold your breath until September. Put that song on, see you in, back from the day, see you in September. And just be mindful. And Gemini is a divided sign, so you could see that things of separateness could come up being triggered by Mars. Ray Merriman had quite a bit to say about this on Saturday, too. Even if you're not into the financial part, you could certainly listen to that for the astrology. It was excellent, and apply some of that as well, because he picked it all apart. Hey, I'd be really curious. What do you think of having guests on here and spinning things around with different viewpoints? I kind of like it. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Robert, for this week. We have a lot to cover for the weekend. I will do that with you solo tomorrow on TGI Friday. Have a great day. Love ya, and I'll see you back in the morning.